Morning, this is Bye Money. Today is September 15th, and this is my journey to doubling my account using only price action. Thanks for joining me in this journey. I'm doubling a 5K account in the MES, the micros, before moving to the ES, the minis. Theoretically, if you can double an account in the MES, you can double an account in the ES. In fact, it is harder since the percentage of commissions is more for the micros than the minis. I began this journey because if you can make 1% a day, it'll only take 100 days to double your account. There are 252 trading days in a year, so it'll take less than half a year to double your account. If you can double your account twice in 1 year, then you have 4x your account. Then every year after that, it will be exponential growth. I'm currently at around 16% of my goal. I've been making an average about 2 to 3% a day, so currently on track to double my account in about 2 to 3 months. I always have my account information on the top of the screen, so you can take a look at any time. The price action strategy I use is a two-legged pullback and traps that come from two-legged pullback. A two-legged pullback simply is this pattern here. You have a down leg, it can look like this, or if you're looking for a short opportunity, it can look like this. And the idea is you enter into the two-legged pullback. After the two-legged pullback has happened, typical context is this has gone upwards, and you are assuming the original trend will resume. The context here is this way, and you assume the original trend will resume, and so you enter into the second entry. We call this the first pullback, first entry, second pullback. And so this is the setup we're looking for in key areas such as support and resistance levels and trend lines. So that's the strategy I like to use. If you want to know more about my method, you can check out my channel for price action trading for beginners. Al Brooks recommends you to trade your I don't care size, so for me that's 3 contracts, 2 scalps and 1 runner. I use the 2584 tick chart as my main chart. Mac from Price Action Trading System uses the 2000 tick chart. I like to use the 2584 because it's the closest Fibonacci number to 2000, and Fibonacci numbers appear everywhere in nature, and so if this reflects human nature, I expect that's why I like to use the Fibonacci numbers. I also use some other charts to help with to see some different time frames. I use the 610, the 2584, and the 10,146 tick, and also the 5-minute chart. So if you see different charts appear, it is me switching through those charts. Now onto technical analysis. We're currently in this channel here, and within this channel we're in the bull leg of this channel, and so we're approaching a key area here already. I created this channel by connecting this point, and originally it was this point, and it came all the way back down and tested this point and actually used it as support, and so I moved it here to include it in. And to make a channel, you essentially connect for upwards ascending channels, you connect 2 bottom pivots and then find a point between these 2 bottom pivots on the other side, where if you drew a parallel line, none of the points will intersect it between these 2 points. And so we're currently in the up leg and we're approaching a very key area here, and if it taps this will be a first entry, and personally I think we are going to be overextended if it touches this trend line. It will most likely pierce through it, but we're so far above the 20 EMA, I will look for a second entry here. I also have a script that shows you second entries. The dark red and the dark green numbers show second entries, and so the script also tells you the next leg that's coming up. So this next leg is a gray 0, which means it's a first pullback. The lighter green and the lighter red or pink numbers show more pullbacks in the series of pullbacks. And so we have also the magenta boxes show traps. You know, we see a couple traps here, another trap here. You know what traps are? You can simply look at my channel, and basically, a trap is a failed two-legged pullback. People try to enter the two-legged pullback, but it reverses on them. So we have this small structure here that actually had built up some bulls and bears under the trend line here, top of the channel, and we're making a pretty bullish bar. So for me, I would like to see this do well. I will be looking for a short entry at this point. I would like to see this make this pattern here, something like this. Come down, come back up, maybe break through it a little bit, and then I'll be looking for the second entry. Typically, when we look for shorts, the stock looks like this. The price action before it looks like this. But since we're so overextended, for me, the price action technically is this small downtrend right here, technically. And so I'm looking for a pattern like this, and I'll be looking to enter into an area such as this. So I'm looking for two legs here. In my mind, you know, this could simply reverse right here and hit a critical area, key point, and just reverse on the first pullback. But most traders are waiting for that second pullback. And so that's what we're looking for here. So we had made quite a strong move to the top of this trend line. And we look like we're going to end at the top of our bar here on the 5-minute chart, simply ramping off the 20 EMA. If I were to make a leg here to here and use this had broken out of this channel here. 10K chart. Alright, we ended near the top of the bar. So I wouldn't call this an exhaustion bar yet. I think this has one more push up, and that's what I want to see. I actually want to see one more push up. I want to see a small pullback down, one more push up, and then I'll enter there. The reason being me thinking this is a measured gap because it just happened right after the structure here. Typically exhaustion bars happen near the end of the trend. Here, if it have poor follow through, I would say that's exhaustion. Here, you know, the exhaustion gaps or bars happen near the end of the trend. So by this point, you know, this is near the end of the trend and no follow through. And so this would have been a good entry right there. We're getting really overextended. We have really Large upwards movement here, uptrend. Thinking it's going to break out of this. Give me a small pullback and do one more push up for me, and then I'll enter short there. Five-minute chart. 5-minute chart has broken out. Could look something like this. Two strong bull bars. Okay, getting resistance here as expected at the top of this channel. We just wait. We wait for a two-legged pullback to come to us. I'll like it if it, yeah. So we're in this one up leg. I could see something like this. I'll enter right there. That's kind of what I'm looking for. Entry point like this. Okay, it's going up. So we have huge gap between the price action and the 20 EMA, and so this should, give you a clue of, that we should expect a pullback soon. And when I say large gap, typically means like, 5-6 points is pretty huge. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 points. It's about 8 points above the 20 EMA. Thing is, the price will always come back to the 20 EMA. Sooner or later, it will always come back. Either 20 EMA will come up to it, or the price will come down to it. But the 20 EMA is kind of the, I don't know, the default area that the price action wants to go to sooner or later. So we have poor follow through here. Big wick. We actually have a two-legged pullback on the 5-minute chart. Okay, we made the first pullback down right at resistance expected. So something like this. This is what I want to see. Looking for a second entry here. If this comes beyond like this, then it's no longer two-legged pullback, because the pivot can't go lower than the previous pivot. Otherwise, the leg counts reset. And so we need this second leg to be above this pivot here. So this pivot. So it could be something like this. We're looking for something like that. We're looking for entry right here. I'm currently waiting for that entry. Last time we touched the 20 EMA was right here. Alright, so we have made a pullback here, and so some of the price action cues we're getting here is after this strong move right into resistance, no follow through, and if you're a bear, you had made money if you had entered the bar one tick below this bar, and so that gives us a clue that bears are in town. Bears were not in town here. There were a couple, but not enough, right, to make 1 point, and it came back up. Came back down here, and just enough to make 1 point for a scalp, and came right back up. So the bears tried to come in here, they couldn't. Bears are coming in here now, and you can see that they're stronger here for sure than down here. And it's obvious because we're near resistance level here, and so first pullback, and now we're looking for a move upwards for first entry. Oh, sorry. I'm doing this other way. So this is the first pullback, actually, technically, first entry. Now we're looking for a second pullback, and now we're getting into a second entry. I'm looking for this two-legged move near the top of this range here. I'm looking to enter in probably somewhere around here. That's what I'm thinking the price action will do. And then target will probably be the 20 EMA. I probably will just, I don't know. I don't know if I'll keep my runner here. We wait for the setup to finish. Okay, so we came back down, and we're actually finding support here on the 5 minute. That is quite a move. Look at the range of this bar. We're actually finding support now on top of this, so we're kind of getting competing technical analysis here. But I just see the strong move down like this, and I don't know, maybe trading range here. At least that's what the 5 minutes is telling me. I would say this is moving very, very slowly. So many traps on the 610 chart. Look at all these traps. Goodness gracious. Yep. Good move. Look at the 610, look at the structure of the 2K tick. And typically I like to see this go under the 20 EMA on the 610. That gives you confidence that this will break down on the 2K tick chart. This is moving like molasses right now. One more push up. Give me one more push up. One more push up. So the bears here who had missed this first entry are waiting for the second entry. Just dang it. I knew that this would be resistance, so they're waiting for the second entry to come in. Just waiting for that second entry. Waiting. This is a waiting game. First, you need to know what you're waiting for. The second, you wait. Surely moving like molasses right now. This is so slow. Okay. Looking for some sort of pullback here. Even if it's one tick above the previous bar, that's enough for me for uplay. But if it doesn't make it, then it's a shame. Okay, this is moving really slow. I feel like I'm on the wrong expiration date or something. So slow. Just made a point. Okay. This would be a second entry here. A, B, C, A. A, B, C, A. A, B, C, A. A, B, C, A. Okay, currently trading under or above the 20 EMA here with the trap. See what happens with this trap here on the 610 chart. Triggered, but the trap waiting on the other side now. A, B, C, A. If I were more aggressive, I think I'd trade this bottom trap here. I don't really trade the 610 chart, but every once in a while, if I see a good setup, I will. You know, this is kind of a good setup, but strong push down. A, B, C, to like a pullback, back down. A, B, C, A. A, B, C, A. Currently this trap is failing. A lot of trading, a lot of time you're literally just doing this, staring, and there's nothing glorious. Truly nothing glorious about trading. I understand the allure. It's like, okay, you can just sit down and make money by staring at a computer. You don't do much quote unquote work. Oh, believe me, this is a lot of work. It's a lot of mental work, a lot of focus, a lot of being able to know what's happening. You need to study, you need to make mistakes, you need to go through emotional, emotional roller coasters. And one more push up here. I would like one more push up here actually, but I'm not sure if we'll get it. Here, that's personally I think a good trade to go in. This trap here with the magenta box. So trap trigger to the upside, but also trap trigger to the downside. Trapping the trappers. And yeah, so you see this A, B, C. And this is the two-legged pullback, also a trap. The trap comes from this move. Get rid of these. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this will make 1 point at least, but this move from A, B, C, A. Now we're trapped, right? The original trend is going up. Then we have an ABC pattern, A, B, C, and then A, thinking this was a two-legged pullback, but this pullback is probably too deep, causing a trap to happen instead, which is this too. Oh, seems like it's reversing. We'll see. This is just moving so slow. So slow. Okay, almost making a new leg up here. Just what I want. Right. Up leg almost being made is what I'm looking for. Inside bar currently. In the last how many minutes? It's barely moved. The 10K chart actually looks really nice for a reversal right here. This is actually straight up just a two-legged pullback. A, B, C. Jeez. Right at resistance. I'm not sure if we will resolve this before 9:30. Okay, we are bouncing off this. You can make a really strong move up towards the top of these channels, but this candle here makes me think otherwise. Makes me think the seller stepped in, but I could be wrong. Okay, we're almost there. Bears are waiting. They are salivating at the second entry here. Is what I am waiting for, and I believe many other traders are waiting for. First, we need this to break this high to commence the next leg up. Currently, it's a micro double top. For some traders, that might be enough to go in short. We will wait for the up leg, and if we miss this opportunity, you know, if it does just spike down from here, then we say, oh well, next time, next setup. Okay, we have created a new leg up here. I'm going to get rid of these. It's getting in the way. So now we're free game to make this two-legged pullback signified by this dark red number. We at the top of this bar here. Now we're 2 ticks up, coming back down. I want a good signal bar here, and then I'll be in this trade. I wouldn't be surprised if it does. Give me a good signal bar, and it pops up one more time, trapping traders here, and ultimately selling off somewhere up here with a good signal bar. And I will scale in here and here if I have to. But currently, if this looks like this, I'll just be in it. Bouncing off, using this as support now. A little concerning, but this bar here makes me feel like I don't have much to worry about. 10K also hitting resistance, couldn't close above it. Overextended market at this point. Look how far the 10K is from the 20 EMA. This will sooner or later hit it. So I'm just like not too worried about scaling in. Just waiting. Okay, made 2 ticks up, and the bears are waiting here with limit orders. Pushes down. Weak bears are out with a scalp, most likely already. Let's see if the strong bears can step in. So what would happen if this does get triggered? Well, what would happen is this. The opposite scenario is this. You have A, B, C pattern, and so if this does get triggered, your next leg up will be a two-legged pullback from the to the upside. Not only that, if this makes less than a scalper's profit, then it'll be a two-legged pullback trap, which would be a pretty powerful setup. This is just so slow. Okay, this actually triggered the next leg down. Came back up. Trap is waiting here. Off support. Just looking at this candle here and okay, it's reversing on the 5-minute. A, B, C. A, B, C, A. Interesting. It's actually a pretty good looking candle to the upside on the 5-minute. Off of support here. This big candle though. Big bearish candle at the top of a trend. I don't know if I like that very much, to be honest. This is very slow. This candle alone took 10 minutes to make, and it moved about 9 ticks. 9 ticks for 10 minutes. It's not typical. Something is happening. Something is just brewing. See how the 610 panned out. 610 panned out. Trapping from here, made a point from here to here. It's just trapping everywhere. If it hits this, there'd be like a pullback waiting right here. Finding some support on the 20 EMA, but it's like riding it and sloping downwards, curling over. I mean, to me, it just looks like a bear flag, you know, something like this essentially. Structure-wise, that's what I'm looking for. This, you know, that's actually what two-legged pullbacks are. They're just flags, right? But this part, the flag is a two-legged pullback. Essentially, that's what two-legged pullbacks ultimately are. Still have 1,000 ticks on this chart, on this candle. Goodness gracious. This is going to take longer than 10 minutes on this candle. Yeah, I don't know if it will resolve before 9:30. Wow. Are we in the pre-market or? Yeah, we are in the pre-market. We're in the late trading hours. Curious to see if this trap hits on the 5-minute. It's not a bad spot for a trap, to be honest. Breakout. trap. It's just this bar. Alright, getting closer. Getting there. Getting there. Yeah, the fact that this hasn't bounced off the 20 EMA yet makes me feel like it's going to break underneath it. Inside bar on a 610 chart, incredible. 610 chart, inside bar. Terrible signal bar. Hard to go in at that point. Trap does trigger on the 5-minute. This is a terrible signal bar. Though it triggered beneath it, it's not the signal bar we're looking for. Actually ends up just signifying a range here. Context is good, but signal bar is not what we want. 5-minute chart, trap the other side, but didn't quite make it. It needs to be on the 25s to make the scalpers profit on the 5-minute. 10K chart. It's just slow. 610 chart. Only chart really making enough moves for a point here. Yep, so you have a trap waiting on the other side here now. A, B, C, or well, technically A, B, C, A, and then less than 1 point. Scalpers profit. And trap waiting on the other side. So we'll see here. I mean, that's just like a really bad signal bar. Candle ending near its low. Looks like a range to me. Back down. Two ticks. Bulls have limit orders. Let's see if we can come back up here. I guess I'm interested in this since it's a terrible signal bar, but this bar ended near made a bear bar, and now we're kind of breaking the range down here. So let's see if I can get in here. Currently in this trade, the signal bar is right here, and so if you keep it kosher, you'll just keep your stop right there. I did enter the right tick, right? Oh, this put me one. I need to be 1 tick above. So this is actually the point there. Whoops. I messed that up on the entry. I put it 2 ticks below. I'm an idiot. See if we can get down to the 20 EMA. Or otherwise I'm just not break even. Plus 1 tick. That was a foolish move. I got in for some reason thinking this was the 1 tick below, but most likely we'll get stopped out here. Alright, I'm stopped out. That was a bit foolish. That was stupid. If I got on the right entry, I would have made a point for sure. But yep, that's how it goes. I messed up on my entry there. It's a bit silly. Yeah, for some reason I thought this tail was only one tick below here, but it's actually 2 ticks. Oh well, still made profit. Very little profit, but so that beginning pattern I said, you know, we want something like this. And we want to enter right here. Actually played out perfectly, but the signal bar was not good. Only reason why I really entered that trade is because the bar after it made a pretty bearish bar, so now to the other side we have a two-legged pullback, just a straight up two-legged pullback. A, B, C, A. 5-minute chart came back down. It's testing this trend right here. Testing this trend line. Bouncing off of it currently. Staying above the 20 EMA here. Yeah, this trap actually ended up working out pretty well, but again, terrible signal bar. 610 is now trading under the 20 EMA, so the structure for a 2K chart has lost its integrity. Okay, 9:30, market has opened. Regular trading hours are open. We should see some more volatility here. Yeah, so we had ABC, thinking it was to a pullback, but it's a trap too close to 20 EMA for me, so I won't be taking that short. Come down again to retest this trap, creating a double bottom, micro double bottom here. And we're too close to this resistance, too close to this support for me to go short, too close here to go long. So I wait here. I will wait here till this resolves this area. It's being basically wedged right now. Okay, so it made another attempt upwards with a micro double bottom. This time it will make its point at the, well, technically it made its point at the 75s, the 50s from this upwards leg. This one, not really, not yet. Okay, coming right back down. Kind of leg I'm going to create here. Testing this again. 5-minute. 10K chart. At resistance here. It's making this hot dog looking thing. Okay, just broke the range of this bar, but most likely trading range. People buy on limit orders, selling limit orders right there, pushing it back down. trading range at the moment. Do we have enough for one more push up to try to test this top here? We are so overextended with this bull leg in this trading range. Okay, we're zigzagging through the 20 EMA on the 610 chart, showing indecision now. Running out of time. Running out of time here. Gotta make a decision soon, market. Market needs to make a decision soon. So still at this resistance here. What am I looking for? What's my next setup? Good question. Not sure at this point. I'd like to see a double top, but at least a double top, and I need to see it come back down into this trend again. Right now, we're still above the 20 EMA, but you see the curl in the 20 EMA now. Tested once already. It's testing it again near the top of this channel. So as you can see, we're just bouncing between these 2 points at this moment, the 20 EMA and the resistance, and we're getting wedged here, and soon it has to resolve. The market will make a decision soon. My bias is maybe, well, it's getting more bearish now as I look at this candle. My move will be a two-legged pullback. A, B, C, A. Okay, made a long tail, really long tail. So this continues to look like this. Tapped off the 20 EMA again. Okay, looks pretty bullish. It's hard to say. But the 20 EMA is just being a rock star support right now. Micro double top here. Couldn't reach the bottom of this range here. Pushed one tick above so far. Yep, let's see, one more push up. One more strong push up. And then come back down to this channel. That's what I'm thinking. Okay, we just saw a spike up, so we know that some bears were broken right there. Another push up to break more bears. Get rid of this, it's not relevant right now, it's not confirmed. Okay, I would say one more move up to break bears, and once all the bears are broken, then it's actually the best time to go short. Sounds kind of counterintuitive, but once all the bears are broken, you know, the only way the bears can get out of their position is by buying, covering, and the longs essentially at that point are selling. And so when the longs are selling and the bears are buying, that's the time when you need to start selling. Okay, so we're looking at some structure here made off this 20 EMA. We still have a good trend line up here. Continue to readjust it as it touches it and keeps coming back up into the channel, so the channel is still valid, it's just readjusted. Okay, no follow through here. Not interested in this. Not when it is bouncing off the 20 EMA in such a way. 20 EMA is just looking like support. This could trigger a trap here. So if we go down one tick, trigger this down leg, we can have a trap, ensuing trap. Okay. Proved to be a good two-legged pullback right here. Showing weakness, couldn't reach the top of this. Being bought back up by bulls. I really need to see this next leg to see how far it goes. If it can't reach the top of this or barely goes above it, then that's very telling. Yeah, you would have got out with the scalper's profit right there, but that's ballsy, man. If you were in that trade, that's ballsy. Seeing how we're using this 20 EMA. Okay, I want to see how high this goes. If it makes a lower high, I'm interested in going short. Okay, it's making a higher high than here. Still lower than this. Okay. Bears are about to break. Actually, I think the bears might have got out break even right here. Any bears who are stuck are out now. Okay. So now, strong move up. Definitely accounted for that. Hitting the middle of this channel now. I really want to see this exhaust, but I mean, it's technically breaking out, breaking upwards off this structure here. Just waiting. Man, if you're a bear right now, 50% for this to reverse before 10. 10K chart. It's all been one leg so far. I want to see it hit the middle of this channel. I'd be interested if it hits the middle of the channel. Other than that, it's kind of hard to trade this. Strong bull breakout. If you're to go short here, that would just, I think, personally just be gambling unless you hit a resistance point. And I'm thinking the middle of this channel will be resistance. Need to get up there first. Okay, maybe one tick below. If you're gutsy enough to go into that trade, you're currently trapped, and we have, I think, a beautiful trap set up right here. After a strong bull breakout, Not near any resistance. Okay, trap. Technically, you know, gets triggered. One tick above this bar here, engulfed it. But the trap doesn't trigger unless this bar finishes, which is technically the signal bar at this point. Making an outside bar. Okay, outside bar. Big micro double bottoms here. Might be interested in going in. Okay. I usually don't like going long. It's overextended, but price action is telling me otherwise. Okay, it's going down. Okay, breaking down. Trap is gone. Bears are still making money in this market, this upwards movement. This could show weakness in this uptrend here. Okay, yep, the 50% mark is the resistance level. See long wicks again. I'm interested in a short here. Give me a two-legged pullback, A, B, C. I want a two-legged pullback that looks like this, A, B, C. Now enter in. That's what I'm looking for at this point. Looking for a short trade. This is the A, B, C, A, then this would be a trap waiting right here. That's what I want. Either trap or two-legged pullback. Trap will obviously be more desirable, but yeah, I'm looking for a short entry now. In my mind, this has exhausted. The bears are too strong now. Bulls had one last push, false breakout, and looking for a short entry here. Thinking we're at the top of this range, we're gonna come back down. It did touch the 20 EMA. I don't think it will last. Yeah, these two wicks, you know, it shows that bears are pushing this, really want to push this down. Almost want to trade the 10K chart. I might trade this 10K chart. Finding some support here. I don't think it will last. 10K chart has 300 more ticks. Trading 10K chart. Gonna go in here if it comes down. 10K chart looks like this currently. Reversal bar at the top of this resistance. One last push. All the reason why to get into this. Actually gave me a ghost fill. Alright, so with that trade, I just made a scalp and my runner got stopped out. The 10K chart. Okay. Two-legged pullback. This is a perfect place for a trap. To the downside. Thinking that this would be a B, C, A pattern, right? So you have your strong move up, then you have your A, B, C, and then you're thinking it will continue a strong move up here. But little do they know, they're going to get trapped and it's going to go like this and then it's going to come back down. That's what I'm thinking is going to happen. So I'm going to be waiting for a trap here. So trap is waiting here now. As long as it doesn't get to the zeros or the 25s. So 25s still haven't hit the 25s. Trap is waiting right here. I'll let this candle finish before I move it to trigger point, entry one tick below. This movie's so violently, I feel like it's gonna hit the 1 point. $25s will hit. It looks like it's gonna hit. Not yet. Still not yet. Ooh, it's close. Very close. Very close. Okay, it just hit, triggered. Perfect scalper's profit.
It's cold outside.
Okay. This premise is changing now because we have gone up too much. Alright, so we came down and reversed almost entirety of this bar in the 5 minute. So I thought we were gonna start being bearish, but we're finding some support here. We'll need to see a double top of some sort. That's what I'm thinking. Strong push up. No. Some follow through. Oh, okay. No follow through. What does it look like here? Just broke this trend. Kind of want a two-legged move upwards. Well, this is a two-legged move. So you have the strong move down, then you have A, B, C, and here's your two-legged move to the downside. It's a good signal bar. I will be interested because we're at the top of the range still. Put an order here. The strong bull bar though concerns me. A pretty good signal bar with a two-legged pullback. Alright. Didn't get filled there, and I'm glad I didn't because of how fast it shot back the other way. Maybe this was the trap people were looking for. Ooh. Ooh. Alright, I'm in this. Missed it. Is it going to reverse on me? Is it going to reverse on me? Alright, I have a scale in waiting for this, just because I feel like we're in a trading range at least. Okay, attempting to go lower again. Attempting to go lower. We're still good in this trade. I think if it breaks this, I will be interested in maybe even doubling my position, thinking of the lower, but the double top here. Trigger the trap to the top side. No need to scale in yet. Double top here. Scale in. Looks like it's gonna break. Now start scaling in here. But I think we're in a trading range at this moment. Something like this. This one tick above, I'm going to start scaling in. Alright, here we go. I do think we are in a trading range here, so I'm not worried. Scale in here and a good signal bar. Yeah, I knew that we were in a good trading range, and we're hitting the middle point here with the long wicks here, and I even kept my runners. I made a point off that scaling, so yeah, just kind of know the situation here with this range right here. Spike and channel essentially, right? Spike, channel. So we had room to play with. So I knew that would kind of create a big down after a strong move down like this, two-legged pullback essentially, and yeah. So I was pretty confident at least I could scale in, but at that point I scaled in plus made points on my scaling. So yeah, with that trade, I was able to make a couple points there. All right, I'm gonna pause this. All right, just gonna wrap up here. It's past the market close, and I'm up 178.61. It's about 3.5%. I didn't have much time to record my trades, but at the end of the day, this is how my chart looks like. And so, yeah, I'm almost about 20% to my goal. And so, yeah, we're taking one step at a time here. And to be honest, for me, this was a tough day because we were basically stuck in this range for 5 hours. And then we finally broke down out of the range right here. We broke down and then we ranged again, broke down, ranged again, broke down, and then V bottomed. This would have been a pretty good trade here if you were able to get into it. You know, basically have this channel here, major channel with this point and this point, and so you wanted to see it get near here. I would personally like to see it actually touch it. It actually touched this corresponding trend line in the 5-minute here. 5-minute chart looks like this. Actually pierced through it because originally it was like this, pierced through it, and it came back up, and so I readjusted to this and bounced off of it. The decent signal bar here, but on the 2K tick chart, we see it getting close, and then it comes up, and it comes up, and finally there's a trap here, and so which triggered the strong move upwards. You know, I was too busy to record my trades, and I was too busy to even trade most of this, and so but at the end of the day, still pretty good outcome. Pretty good for a day like this, I think, personally. Until next time.